All right. Hi there, everybody. Welcome to today's class. Good to see you all. Hope you're all doing very well. Excellent. So Galaxy A70, who is that? Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with there? So I know I've got Gabby, Pauline, Tran is here, Galaxy A70. Is that Tabitha, or I'm not sure who that is.
Galaxy A70, it's Nelly.
Nelly. All right. How you going, Nelly?
I'm good. I'm good.
Excellent. Good to see. Good to hear. So how has everyone's had a nice day so far? Excellent. Well, I hope everyone's had a nice day today, guys. We're going to get straight into it. Going to get straight into our lesson today, which is all about specifically bar charts today. Bar charts. I know, guys, the fun just never ends, does it? So bar charts. So specifically, when I'm talking about bar charts, guys, talking about how we can some of the language and how we can talk about bar charts. So specifically, guys, how we can talk about bar charts in the writing task 1. Okay, so first off, I wanted to start by introducing you all to a couple of things here. Just give me 1 second. I'll just bring up my first thing for today. Mickey joining us as well. Okay, so if I was to bring that first one up, guys, that I wanted to bring up today, which is, like I said, today I want to specifically really focus on the language today, okay? Language is what I really want to focus on. So alternating our language. So we use a variety of grammar forms. Is one of the things I want to focus on. So specifically what I'm thinking about is how we can use different superlatives, different adjectives, different language to convey what we need to say, but also so we're not repeating ourselves. You know, if we're using all the same language again and again and again, it can get a bit repetitive, and we want to be able to demonstrate our that we can use different that we can be grammatically complex with our language. So that's one of the things I want to bring up today. So let's start by having a quick look at some of this first bit of language I got here, guys. I'm just going to bring up that screen share. Oh, is that the one I wanted? No, another one. That's the one. Okay, great. So I'm just going to bring that up so everyone can see. Okay. So if we have a look at this, guys, today, something I wanted to practice with you all, and I probably get you guys to practice a little bit for me here. Could I have a look at Mickey? Would you be able to turn on your microphone, please, mate?
Yes,
How are you today?
I'm good.
Excellent, excellent. All right. Can you read that first? Can you read that first sentence for me here? This one here.
Okay. There was a sharp increase in the numbers.
Fantastic. And this one here.
The number increased sharply.
Okay. So, who can tell me, guys? Is this Mickey? Maybe you can tell me quickly. Is this conveying the same information?
Yes, they're the same.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So, so it's conveying the same information. What's the difference?
One of the differences is just between using adverb or adjective.
Yeah,
They,
absolutely.
both of them just describing the differences of the word. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so is it important to use one or the other, or both of those?
Both in the exam, because this is what you're being tested on, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That is what you're getting tested on. Yeah. So what's one of the things you're getting tested on? Definitely. Okay. So it's important to use a bit of variety with our language. Okay. So let's I'll just get your microphone off there, Mickey, and let's get someone else in here. So Gabby, are you there?
Yep,
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm excellent. I'm doing well. Doing well. So can you read number one there for me, please? If you could just read number one.
There was a significant increase in the number of births in 1994.
Fantastic. So let's have a think about ways we can change that. Okay. So how could I? So right now this is so right now is this sentence number one, Gabby? Is this
Yep.
adjective noun or verb adverb?
I think it's adjective.
Yep. Great. So which one is the which word is my adjective in this sentence?
Significant.
Yep. And the noun?
Increase.
Increase. Fantastic. Excellent. All right. So let's have a think about this. If I were to put that there, we've got adjective, and we've got our and we've got a noun. So if I could get Gabby, could you tell me how could I change the word significant, the adjective? How could I change that into an adverb?
Significantly.
Significantly. Fantastic. So I'm just going to put that down here. Significantly. And how could I change that the word increase into a verb?
Increased.
Great. So increased, was that?
Yep.
Ed. Okay. Very good. So why is it ed? How do we know that it's ed? How do we know to use ed? Yeah, I mean, particularly that word there. Particularly that word was. We know it's the past.
Yeah.
We know it was the past. Okay. So, So what? Let's see. Could I ask E? E, could you put on your microphone for me, please? Thanks for that, Gabby. Good stuff. Okay. Hi there, E. How are you today?
I'm good.
Excellent. Very good. So, could I ask you? E, what was it that significantly increased? It says here something significantly increased. What significantly increased?
The number
Great. The number of
birds
Great. So the number of birds.
in 1994.
Fantastic. In 1994, significantly increased. Excellent. Okay. So guys, obviously, you know, we don't want to have too, thanks very much for that, E. So very quickly, E, is there anywhere else I could put this if I wanted to move in 1994? Could I put it anywhere else in the sentence? Could I place it at the end of the sentence or the start of the sentence? Would that be okay?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So I could say there, guys, the number of birds significantly increased in 1994. I could also say at the very beginning, in 1994, the number of birds significantly increased. Okay, so it's important to know that we can vary some of our language up, guys, and it's important to know those variations because it gets us shifting. It gets us changing some of our language up, which is good for our marks. Okay, so let's have a look at Tabitha. Oh, got Chris in there as well. I think it's Tabitha. Would you be able to turn on your microphone for me, please? Thanks for that, E. All right. We might try someone else then. It's fine. Okay, so maybe Pauline, if you could just turn on your microphone for me, please. Or if anyone wants to turn their mic off and have a go at number 2 for me, please. Maybe Epi, you could have a go at that one, or Candy, perhaps? Oh, hi there, Pauline. How are you today? Hello, Pauline, are you there? Okay, maybe we'll try Epi. Epi, are you there? Looks like we're not having too much luck with our microphone there, guys. Okay. That's all right. Do you guys want to just try, just want to say hello or something into the microphone? Because it looks like your camera is, your microphone is on. Okay, we might try a few other people here. Hello, Pauline. Or is that Epi? Oh, okay, looks like we're not having too much luck with our volume at the moment here, guys. Okay, let's, who could tell me this one here, guys? So we've got the number of people attending fell considerably in 2002. Okay, so very quickly, who can tell me the word, what is my verb in this, what is my main verb in this one that I can change? Maybe you can tell me in the chat box, guys. My main verb, what is my main verb? Attending, fell is actually the one I'm after there, Epi, just because we've got, yeah, exactly. So the number of people attending is my subject, fell, good. Can anyone tell me what is the noun form of fell? The noun form of fell. Fall, fantastic. Thank you very much for that, Pauline. Okay, so we got fall there. Excellent. And considerably is my adverb. Can anyone tell me the adjective form? Considerable, fantastic. Considerable. Excellent. So would anybody able to tell me, oh, hello, is that Pauline? Oh, Tabitha. I think I can hear you now. Oh, someone's making a phone call there by the looks of it. Okay, guys. So very quickly, can anyone rework this sentence for me and tell me how can I make this an adjective noun thing? Oh, Tabitha, hello.
Tudo bom?
Ok.
Okay.
Preciso da sua ajuda. Oh, fuck. Ok.
Hi, Tabitha, your microphone's on.
Eu precisava da sua ajuda, mas tudo bem.
All right, I might have to mute that because that's not exactly English.
Te ligo depois, beijo.
Okay. Something's happening there. I'm not able to mute the microphone.
Pessoas que estão ali para mim quando eu preciso.
All right, I might just pop you in the waiting room for a moment. That's okay. All right, so that was amusing. Great. Can anyone tell me what that one is there, guys? Number 2. The number of people attending fell considerably in 2002. Maybe E, you could help me with that one. Hello, E. You there?
Okay. There was a considerable fall
Yep.
in the number of people attending in 2002.
Fantastic. There was a considerable fall in the
Number
of people attending. Yep. In 2002. Wonderful. Good stuff, E. Okay, just quickly, E. Quick question for you there. These two words here. If I'm doing an adjective noun style sentence instead of verb adverb, what are 2 words I always need to remember? 2 of the smaller words that I always need to remember in this sentence. Got 2 words I always need to remember, which are and in. Okay, so if we're using this, guys, all right, if we're talking about a bar chart, okay, something like that, I need to say something like there was a or a considerable fall in the number of people attending in 2002. Okay, does that make sense, everybody? Yep. Okay, fantastic, great. So there was a number of there was a considerable fall in the number of people attending in 2002. All right, so last thing, guys, before we move on, I'm just going to take, I'm just going to scroll down here to number 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, this is what I want everyone to do, guys. If you are, and make sure you tell me in the chat box that you understand. Okay. I would like for Candy, E, Epi, Nelly, and Gabby to do numbers 3 and 4 for me, please. Number 3 and 4. And I would like Mickey, Pauline, Siva, and Tren to do numbers 5 and 6 for me. Okay, does everyone understand? So, yep, okay, so Mickey, Pauline, Siva, and Tren, number 5 and 6. And everybody else, Gabby, Nelly, Epi, E, and Candy, if you could do 3 and 4 for me, please. If you guys could just type it in the chat box, and we'll check it in just a moment. Great. We'll just check those in a sec, guys. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, good stuff. Nelly, would I be able to get you to read out the first one, number 3, for me, please? If you could just read that out loud for me.
Number 3.
Yep.
The percentage of female students rose dramatically in 2002.
Great. And how would you say that in the alternative way?
I would change rose to rise,
Mm-hmm.
dramatically to dramatic,
Great.
and it will be there was a dramatic rise in the percentage of female students in 2002.
Fantastic. All right, awesome. Thank you very much for that, Nelly. Could I get, who else did that one there? Those ones. Cool. Let's see. Gabby, could you do number 4 for me, please? Could you just read that out for me?
There was a noticeable drop in temperatures between 1980 and 1885.
Oh, 1880, sorry, whoops. 1880 and 1885, fantastic. Well said, well said. Okay, number 5, please. Pauline, could you tell me number 5, thanks. If you can get your microphone going this time, that would be good. All good this time, Tabitha? Hello?
What is the difference between question 4, the question, and the answer?
Oh, sorry. Actually, so I just noticed that, you guys. Sorry about that. How would I change that? How would I change that? Sorry, guys. Number 4, guys. What would I change? No, that's okay, Pauline. That's all right. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. How would I change that, Nikki?
Dropped noticeably.
Dropped noticeably. Yes, very good. So, so what dropped noticeably?
The temperature
Great.
dropped noticeably between 1880 and 1885.
Great. Dropped noticeably. Very good. Between 1880 and 1885. Fantastic. Great. Could I get Nikki, could you actually read out the next one for me, number 5? Did I get you to do number 5 or was that someone else's? I think that was someone else's.
Yeah, I'm doing
right.
number 5 and 6.
Yep.
The figures change constantly between 2001 and 2006.
Yep. And how would I say that?
The figure constantly, no, hang on, what was it? I can't remember.
There.
Yeah, there was a constant change between 2001, a constant change in figure.
Yep.
Figures between 2001 and 2006.
Excellent. Very good. And Siva, could I get you to do the last one for me, please?
The temperature increased slightly in 1909.
Yep. So could you say that one more time for me, Siva?
The temperature increased slightly in 1909.
Fantastic, guys. So there's always different ways. So the final thing I just want to say on that, guys, there's always different ways of approaching this type of language here. So if you find yourself maybe using, verb, adverb too often, or if you're using a there, was, are too often, it's good to switch to the other one for a little bit, okay? So we can always different ways to say things, okay? So just try to keep it loose. Keep it loose. That's what's important. Okay, nice work. Thanks for that, Siva. Okay, let's quickly head over here, everyone. I'm just going to go on down here. Okay, so just a little extension on that, guys. If we've got that adjective noun, this is a little thing. I want everyone, I might even share this document with everyone today if I can. The thing wasn't allowing me earlier. No, that's okay, Tabitha. These things happen. We could hear everything you were saying in Spanish, which was pretty amusing. So that's fine. I understood some of it too. I was very proud of myself. Yes, we didn't just hear that word. We heard the other one as well. So yeah, all of those funds English were. Yeah, that was it. Yep. All right, guys. So let's keep moving for now. All right. So if I've got this one here, guys. It's good just to add a little bit, as I was saying last week, guys, we talked a bit about data. So adding data and how important it is to add that. I said it with my PTE class as well. They do a very similar thing, except they need to speak. But it's really important to mention data. So if we have a look at this, guys, we could have something like that. So a sharp increase in the number of women, that should actually be in the number of women attending the conference. A sharp drop of 25%. Okay, so it's good to throw in a bit of data where you can. So if you're adding some prepositions or numbers, as it says here, you know, if you're using the word in, good for numbers, between year and year. By is a good one to use if you can. If you could say, you know, by 1994, prices had doubled. Something like that. So so that's a good one to do as well. Particularly if you're showing the difference here as well, guys, by 70%, by 10%. In and drop of. Yeah, so after increase, always come in and drop of. Could you give me an example of what you mean there, Tabitha?
I just want to check it out, you know, the preposition, is it?
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
you know, just see if it's always going to be like that. So I'm going to memorize, you know, because I
Okay.
have problems with preposition. I always screw up.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So no, it is something that happens. So a good thing to remember, if you said, if you were to use of, for example, you could say like in 1997, there was a drop of 75%. Okay, or you could say a drop of 75%, or you could say it dropped by 74%. It dropped. So you're using as a verb there instead. So it's good to try to play with some of that language. But yeah, prepositions does tend to be a thing for a lot of people, particularly in English, because we don't have any. Well, we have rules, but we break them all the time. Okay, so again here, guys, just and this is just a little bit of an extension here on line graphs as well. Yeah, but the same thing goes for bar graphs as well. Picking significant data is very important. So for example here, having language to describe what happens during different stages is important. Yeah, sorry, this is an older exercise here, but the language is very important. So if everyone wants to take a good, I would recommend, guys, if you can take a screenshot or take a picture of that language there in particular. You know, so things like a drop, a fall, a plunge, a downward trend, significant, it reached a low. This is some very good language to use. Okay, so when I'm going to give you guys a graph thing to go through today, a graph assignment at the end of today. Chat's not been picking up my files lately, Tabitha. I can try, but it was working really well last week, and then all of a sudden it just sort of stopped working, saying like no, which has been a real pain. But I can try that right now if you'd like. Week 6-1. Sending? Oh, no. Okay, it's sending this time. Fantastic. All right, good. Cool. So that document's sent there as well, guys. Yeah, no, it is a good one. I just sent that one in the chat box there, guys, if you want to download that one. It's a really good one to use, particularly for prepositions, things like this, the little preposition mistakes there as well. You can give yourself a bit of a challenge there a little bit later on. We won't do that right now, but this little exercise here it's a good one to do, and you can check your answers at the bottom of the page as well, which is good. Okay, so let's just move ahead a little bit, everybody. I'll put. I'm just going to share a new screen with you here. Give me 1 second. Oh, stop that, not that one. Okay. All right, guys. So, excellent. Can everyone see this graph here, this image here? Everyone's got it? Okay, so what I'm going to pop in the chat box here, guys. I'm going to pop this in the chat box so we all got a bit of a bit of language. So, what's a great way, guys? I can always start my what's a good way to start my graph presentation? Sorry, a good way to start with my writing task. Nelly, maybe you can tell me because your microphone's on already. Say the
introduction, like maybe rephrasing that topic, the topic sentence there.
Yep.
The one that says, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to bring that up now. So this one's a bar chart, guys. So I'm going to say the given bar chart illustrates ... Great, guys. So the given bar chart illustrates. I've just popped that in the chat box there. What do I need to include when I'm saying the given bar chart illustrates? What do I need to include in that first sentence, guys? Can anyone tell me, maybe Tabitha, would you be able to tell me that? What do I need to include in that first sentence?
I would say the percentage of students, try to paraphrase the title, then
great.
Say there are 6 countries, is that right? And then they are divided by 2 in gender, male and female.
Great. So I could say the given bar chart illustrates the percentage of learners, maybe instead of students. Learners studying a foreign language. Cool. And how many, over 6 countries you said? Over 6 countries in divided by gender. Excellent. Okay, so there we go, guys. I've got the first little line I'd start with there in the chat box. So the given bar chart illustrates the percentage of learners studying a foreign language over 6 countries divided by gender. Maybe instead of over 6 countries, I might say in six countries. But no, over does work, but I'd probably rewrite it, to be honest. Okay, what do I need to cover next, guys? So I've covered the title. I always have to cover my title. I cover the key. I cover the X and Y axis, X axis, Y axis there. The next thing I need to cover, guys, what is that? Overall
statement.
Overall, fantastic. The overall statement. So overall, it can be seen that. So guys, is there like a general trend for this one? Is there anything that we can see as a most common? So for example, if I was to say males and females, what would we say is like the main trend between males and females?
Female are better proficients in foreign language.
Yep. Sorry, Mickey, could you repeat that for me, man? What do you notice?
Yeah, female is better proficients in foreign language than male.
Yep. Showed a higher proficiency level for foreign languages than males, except where?
Except Thailand.
Great, with the exception of Thailand. Wonderful. Excellent. Okay, guys. So if we were to proficiency. Great. All right, guys. So that's the next part there. I just posted that in the chat box there. Okay, so what do we need to do next, guys? I've got my statement, data, comment 1, 2, and 3. What do I need to focus on with this part, with these parts? Can anyone tell me?
The similarities.
Similarities, good. I could focus on similarities. I could also, if I want to, focus on a
Trendings.
trend. Yep. So I could focus on a similarity. I could focus on a difference as well, a major difference. The important thing is, guys, that I focus on one thing, and I don't go all over the graph. I just focus on one trend. All right. So what's who can tell me what's a noticeable bit of data that we're picking up on here? Anything that really sticks out, guys? Any major difference, or if we were to focus on one country, or maybe one country, or maybe even one gender, what do we notice? What was a major similarity or a major difference there?
Maybe we could say India has the highest proficiency for foreign language for both males and females.
Yep, great. So India showed the highest levels of language proficiency. Great, and who can give me a little bit of data there? So can anyone finish that sentence for me? So it is worth mentioning that India showed the highest levels of language proficiency. Who can give me a bit of data there to just finish that sentence for me? Maybe Nelly, what did you notice there with India showing around about how much?
Okay, with India showing over 63 females and 56 males.
Great, showing around 56% of female proficiency. Good. Make sure we just say female proficiency rather than females, because we're not counting the male, we're not counting their gender. We're just counting their proficiency. And what'd you say? Around, maybe around 60. Such a weird graph there, 63 to 70. That's such an odd thing to do. Around approximately 68. Yeah, good one, E. And approximately 68% for males. Very nice. Excellent. Now, guys, instead of just giving percentages here, what could we say about if we were to compare let's say India to China, for example. If we were to compare India to China for both males and females, would we say was there a difference? Was it a small difference, a significant difference? Significant, yeah, absolutely. Okay, great. So, great. Whereas China presents the lowest level with, okay, great. So if I was just to edit that slightly, Tabitha, just be careful with whereas. If you're using, instead of using whereas, you could say China, huge works, yeah, China works. You can use a contrast, that's fine. I would just, instead of just writing whereas, I would say this here. China, however, presents the lowest level with males. Now, just quickly, if it's a slight over, so is it a slight over Or can anyone tell me what's the adverb form of slight? Adverb form of slight. So slight is the adjective. What would the adverb form be? Yeah, great, excellent. So male slightly. Excellent, male slightly over 14%, and more females, more than a quarter for female proficiency. You could actually just take out more females there, Tabitha. You could just say, and more than a quarter for female proficiency. That's what you could say there. Yeah, excellent. Any two countries that are showing very similar, that are showing similar results, guys? Are there any two countries that are showing fairly similar results? Vietnam and India. Yep. Yep. So they definitely showed a similar trend. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So if we were to say that maybe if we started with this, if we started with although Vietnam showed similarities to India, in terms of trends, in terms of their trend, what do we notice about the numbers, guys? So with different gender, yep, definitely. Oh, what happened there? Oh, sorry. Although Vietnam, oh, whoops, sorry, guys. Of their gender trends. So could someone finish that sentence there for me, guys? So if I'm showing a contrast there. So although Vietnam showed similarities to India in terms of their gender trend, can everyone finish that sentence for me? Remember, although we're using to show a contrast. Gabby's rejoining us. Mickey, I might just mute your microphone briefly there. Okay, thanks. Go and finish that sentence for me, guys. Although Vietnam showed similarities to India in terms of their gender trend, what was very different between these two countries? Or what was quite different?
I'm not sure, but I could say it had about 12% less females who were foreign language proficient.
Fantastic. It showed, could you just repeat that for me? Sorry, Nelly?
Okay.
It showed about?
It had about 12% less females who were foreign language proficient.
Excellent. Nice comparison there. Proficiency. Excellent. Great. Showed about 12% less. Okay, now any countries, guys, were there any countries here where the males and females showed maybe not the same, but a very similar trend? So I'm looking at two countries that don't have a big difference with their numbers. What two countries am I looking at? China and Thailand. Yeah, I was actually looking at Thailand was one of them. The other one I was actually looking at was Russia, actually. But yeah, just because I've mentioned China already, Epi. So if I'm looking at Thailand and Russia, what do we notice? What do we notice that they have in common, guys? Thailand and Russia. So if I was to start this for everyone, guys, I want you to see if you can finish this sentence for me, okay, in relation to China and Russia, okay? So there was a blank, blank in, okay? So both have similar trends for male proficiency. Yep, yep, absolutely. Great. So how would you rewrite what you've just written there, Tabitha, to be like a there was a something something? And you can tell me over the microphone if you want. So start, you know, there was a. Can use a lot of the same words you use there.
There was a similar trend for both countries.
Trend, great.
No,
for both Thailand and Russia.
Yeah, but I don't know how to use the in.
Yep. So there was a similar trend for both China and Russia in what category?
In males proficiency.
Yep. Male language proficiency. Just make sure you pop that one in.
Male language proficiency. Okay.
Male language proficiency, showing around about how much data. If there was if you could give an approximate number.
Around 35%, you'd say.
Both showing around 35%. Excellent. Good, good. So we've got a similar sort of trend there. And what could we add about Thailand, guys? What could we add about Thailand? If we're looking at Thailand, male and female difference there, what could I add about Thailand? Maybe Epi or Lena or Tren. What could I add about Thailand? What do we think, guys? I could add a little bit more information about Thailand.
Maybe I've talked too much, but it had the least the least percentage of females who were foreign language proficient.
Great. So interestingly, Thailand also showed the lowest number of female proficiency. Okay, good. Number of female language proficiency. And what was the percentage there? What was the approximate percentage there, Nelly?
28.
Great. At around 28%. Fantastic. Excellent. Yep, great. So no, that's a good thing to put there. 28%. I think we could probably add what Epi just said there in the chat box as well there, guys. If I was to add to that, showing only a slight difference between males and females. Maybe a slight but noticeable difference. Okay, fantastic, fantastic. So, all right, guys. So what I want everyone to try for me tonight. Okay, so tonight I'm just going to bring up a screen with everyone here. Just bear with me for 1 second. I'll just get the right thing I'm after. IELTS. Okay. So what I want everyone to try for me, guys, is tonight I want you using a little bit of the language that we use today. So in particular like a there was a, those sorts of things. I really want you to really practice when you're writing your graphs this week to try to practice with some of that language. There was a something, there was a adjective noun in whatever the next part is. And also varying between adjective noun form as well as verb adverb form. Okay. So make sure you're trying to practice switching between those two. The other thing, guys, I want you to practice this week is showing different ways to show your data. So you can use, a quarter of, half of, double the amount of. So rather than using, more than, less than, or just giving me the number, think about, think about different ways that you can present that data. Okay. So I'm going to bring that up now so everyone knows where to go. Can everyone see my screen right now? One here? Yep. Okay, great. So if we're in IELTS assignments, guys, I'm going to be posting, and you guys can start this now for me if you'd like. Probably be good if you did start it now. In graph writing submissions and feedback there, I'm going to pop in a new topic. I see a few people have replied to this one, guys. Myself and May will be marking this one tomorrow. So we'll get around to that. New topic there, guys, which is week 6 on bar charts. The one I want you to respond to, guys, I'm going to post a picture just up there. I'll do that in just a second. Just pop that in for now. When you guys see this one, week 6 bar charts, I'll actually have a chart there, not DASFA, whatever that means. You guys are just going to go to discuss this topic, and then you're going to click on reply, and that's how you post a response to my graph. Okay? Does that make sense, everyone? Yep. Okay, great. So I'll quickly edit that now so you know which graph you're dealing with. I'll pop that up here. Boom. And this is the one I wanted for this week. Okay. Great. So this one, guys, just to give you a bit of an idea, I might just make that 400 order size, description not necessary, save image. There we go. Okay, guys. So you'll be able to see this one here. That one there says IT industry, and you've got the service industry there. I'll just save that so everyone can see. Great. So you got the IT industry and the service industry. Think about, guys, with your general trend. Excuse me. The general trend there, guys, think about, can anyone tell me just quickly, what industry showed a very similar trend? What industry showed a very similar trend? Can anyone tell me the one that showed probably the most similar trend? Uh, 1906. That should be 1996 there, guys. I don't know if there was an IT industry in the 1906. The second bar on the last one, yeah, absolutely. So we've got a bit of a no. That's okay, Tabitha. So for these ones, guys, we could say that there was generally speaking there was an upward trend, particularly because we're talking about time. But we can say there was it was a much slower trend, a much slower upward trend for the service industry, whereas for the IT industry, there was a much bigger trend going there, a much more significant rise. So particularly because we're talking about time, guys, you should be able to use both of these expressions that we talked about today. We could say the IT industry rose significantly. Can anyone tell me how would I say that as a there was a sentence? How would I rephrase that, guys? Significant rise. Fantastic. Excellent. There was a significant rise in Excellent. Good stuff there, guys. So a significant rise in the IT industry. So just make sure, guys, if we're talking about, when you're talking about data, make sure that you jump between, adjective, make sure that you jump between adjective, adverb and verb, as well as adjective noun forms. Okay, that's what I'll be looking for with this graph this week. Okay, does that make sense, everybody? Yep, great. So that's the language I'm after today, guys. Try to write 150 words if you can. If not, just make sure you're using some of that language. That's what I'm really after this week, using some of that language. So I sent everyone that file. Everyone should be able to have access to that. Try to use some of the prepositions in that. Try to find some different ways to present the data as well. And yeah, best of luck with that. We'll be checking those throughout the week next week. So thank you all very much for your hard work tonight. I hope this, I hope it's been helpful for you. I hope the document especially will be helpful for you in the future. And I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you for now.